Yo, what up, what up, what up, what up? You know what I mean? Peace. $1.50. Yo, listen, you see the clock? Everything's still working, you know what I'm saying? I just copped it yesterday at 9/11, you know what I mean? Know I'm doing real things in real times, you know what I mean? Listen, this broadcast is crazy. Take these off because they're reflecting off the light. This broadcast is crazy. Now, when I first moved here, I got shot with a gun. I got shot twice, once in the chest, once in the shoulder. I already told you about that. When I told you that, you know what I mean? I was like, I could tell the person was following me. You know what I mean? I told you that. You know what I'm saying? So listen, after some time went by, the person, I didn't see the person that shot me after that. After in Richmond, Virginia, I didn't see the person after that. Went in the hide and whatever. I don't know where he went. He just didn't see him no more. So listen, after the shooting, it was like everything was over. But then I got in a relationship in Richmond, Virginia, here in Richmond, Virginia, and a child was born as a result. My son was born as a result. So now, after my son was born, I was incarcerated in New Jersey. I caught a case in New Jersey for questionable reasons as it appeared. 55 miles per hour was an issue. As you look at the screen, it says 55 miles per hour on the screen. 55 miles per hour was the issue. You know what I mean? If you travel on the speed limit, then what's the problem? All right. So listen. After 10 months of me being incarcerated, for the crime alleged at 55 miles per hour, no probable cause, no unwarranted entry to the vehicle. After 10 months went by, the child was questionably burned with hot cooking grease, chicken from off a stove, from frying chicken. Now, this is my son being born, but the person that shot me got probation and was, still out and about. So those extremes may have still been lingering. And in my estimation, the person may have been involved in my son's burning. But, I can't prove it right off. But the extremes, I never argued the point of being shot after being shot. But, when those extremes present themselves and my son being burned with hot cooking grease, they said at 10 months old, he ran into the kitchen and knocked over the frying pan off the top of the stove and got burned from the, it just sounded so far-fetched at the time. I was in prison. Not in prison, I was in correctional facility. I was being housed in a correctional facility, not a prison. So at the time, it sounds so far-fetched for a 10-month-old to run into the kitchen where hot grease is cooking on the stove and burn the kid whole back, and he had the graft skin off his butt to put it on his back. You know what I mean? It sounded so far-fetched for that to happen. You know what I mean? It was a preposterous story. So listen, as preposterous as the story, there was no social worker, taking custody. It was no probation, no warrant, no hearing, no court date, nothing. Nothing that would substantiate irresponsibility on the person's part that burned him with hot cooking grease. He didn't run in there on his own. Somebody said they was cooking hot chicken on the stove, and he ran in there at 10 months old, and the pan got on him. This is the story they told. But there was no hearing, there was no court date, nothing. Now, mind you, when you have a hearing, when you have not a hearing, when you have a child in a hot car in the summertime and the police show up, they lock the person up on the spot for having the person in the car, just for being in the car in the summer heat and the child not being able to get out of the car. So they lock you up for that instantly. This is hot cooking grease, chicken, frying chicken on the stove, burned his whole back, his neck, part of his neck and his back. They had to graft skin from his butt top and put it on his back so that it would heal. Crazy, right? 10 months old. 10 months old. It's not even a year old. So they got it. They got everybody believing that that's how the law works. That's not how the law works. The law doesn't work like that. They have to justify that child being burned with hot cooking grease off the stove frying chicken, no matter what. It's a crime just to be in the kitchen with hot cooking grease, with chicken frying. It's a crime. That's reckless endangerment all day long. You can't have no child in the kitchen frying chicken. 10 months old, you can't do it. You can't. It's illegal. If you go to jail for having a kid in a car in the summertime, you go to jail for actually burning a kid. They didn't lock the person up. They didn't his mother wasn't jailed. She wasn't warned. She wasn't nothing. No social worker saw the case. Nothing. Nothing happened. Nothing happened. It was just left blank, unanswered. And I'm being from New York. It was just one of those cases, one of those scenarios where the parent was from New York in jail, and it just wasn't worth the effort to file suit or anything. It was just one of those cases. So listen, this is Richmond, Virginia. These questionable situations with the traffic stops, with the child being burned, with the shooting, all these different situations present themselves and get to the courts, and the courts don't function no different than the information does in the street, in the home of the burning. When you get shot, they give probation for the attempted murder. When the child get burned, they don't issue no warning, no probation, nothing criminal for the situation at all. So when you look at the clock that I purchased, it has 135 on it. You can depend on that being real. I bought that clock at 9:11 yesterday, 9:11 a.m. I bought it consistent with, my reasons for buying it, with these extremes out of place, while the pandemic is as real as the extremes. So when you have extremes like that circulating and nothing being addressed, me speaking on it has a uncertainty attached. I'm the only one. I'm a problem, in the estimation of law enforcement or mental health or social services. Whatever the case is, that's not just that's not justified. The burning wasn't substantiated by logic. There was no logic in the burning. It wasn't accidental based on face appearance. It didn't appear to be an accident, but we won't get into the accidental part of it. Whether it was an accident or not is irrelevant. The point of the child being burned on his neck and back and his buttock having been removed, it's the skin from his buttock be removed and put on his back. That's so far off that you would say it's a crime. A child in a hot car is a crime. A child with skin grafted off his buttock and put on his back so it would heal It's past being a crime. It's past being a crime. So I'm making this live stream so you have some type of idea what this small town is generating, what type of information it generates. Because attempted murder with a handgun, a car crash, a child being burned, the results are always the same. There are no positive results in every case. So, I'm just making sure you are aware of this. Now, click on the link in the description, and the stories that are told in the link in the description, where the gavel plaque and the vaccine sequence, Moderna, Pfizer, Johnson & Johnson, Novavax, FedEx, UPS, United States Postal Service, OSHA, Center for Disease Control, and Luxor Hotel, that chemistry is a chemistry that's consistent with the mainstream of vaccine distribution, but only in my estimation because I created it. I created that process. No one has access to that process other than me. I created that process, and it's on a gavel plaque, and the consistency is self-explanatory when you see it. Now, take into account the vaccine distribution is in one place. I have a vaccine business card with a stimulus check on the reverse side that's equally in place. I have business cards like that. Now listen, the stories that are on each track at the link in the description are crazy. Because it's all entertaining. You listen to the music, but it's a story in each track. They want to play in your sleep. They want to do this. They want to do that. Listen to the tracks in detail. You can play them completely. Play the track completely. Make a purchase. Make a purchase. This is important that you make a purchase because you need to be in tune with this clock on the wall that I purchased at 911 and this broadcast live. And you need to be in tune with the law and order of things within the United States of America. I'm a United States citizen, born and raised, never been out of the country. I've never been out of the country, never intermingled with foreigners, never had a foreign relationship, strictly African-American. So when you have a situation where I'm not respected and you're not respected, we have to get respect. We have to go for what we know. This is just what it is. It's no in-betweens. Black Lives Matter hears me clearly, but no one is showing up from Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter is just watching on, waiting to see what the results would be. My link now, my domain name is worldwideusa.biz. Worldwide, not locally. Locally is $50.com. That's locally. Locally is nervetester.com. Locally. Now I have a domain name, worldwideusa.biz. I'm going to leave it like that. Click on the link in the description. Make sure you donate, make a purchase. This is getting real. This is serious. This is serious because when I make these live broadcasts, that's how real it is. Peace. $50.